What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I am going to be custom making the Sirenjaw. Now yes, I did actually 3D print a file of the Sirenjaw, if the camera would focus. And as you can see, this is missing the flippers that came with. Granted, when it got printed everything was on there, but as soon as I was cleaning it and 91% alcohol, everything just kind of fell off, and it looked like these were meant to be like movable parts, like because it looks like it's on a ball joint. I don't know how well y'all can see that, but if it would focus on, you can see it like right there has a little part right here. So apparently it was meant to be, but because of the weight on it, it just snapped off. But that is fine because we were going to remove the fins anyways. Oh, didn't mean to drop it. And what we're going to do is actually take the legs off of this prehistoric crocodile or alligator. I am not really sure what the name of this croc or alligator species is. I'm sorry. But we're going to use its legs and arms for the Sirenjaw. So what we're going to need is an X-Acto knife, some green stuff, and some super glue. Now the green stuff I'm not really sure on because we do have these little holes from where the fins were. Maybe these will be able to fit in there fine without it. So we'll have to wait and see. And also, before I forget, do not, if you decide to do this, do not throw the fins away because we can always reuse these for something else. So I want to just throw that out there. Alright, so right here I have this prehistoric alligator or crocodile. Now you do not have to use the exact same one, as long as it is a alligator or crocodile like animal, the arms will work. So right here I'm just going to clip the arm off. I could have gotten a little bit closer, but that's okay. I'm going to knock these ones off real quick. Alright, now I got them off. It would have been a little bit better if the body wasn't curved, but that's okay. Now I'm going to try and get them to fit inside the holes that's already built into the figure. Give y'all a little bit of an idea on how it's going to look. And I'm going to be using super glue or gorilla glue. Alright, now right here I'm going to use this to give it those little roots or vines on its elbows. And there we go. Now when you see, I don't know if you see it on this side, but right here that white stuff, I was trying this little bit of a spray type thing that makes super glue dry faster. And I guess when it does that, it turns white. So right here, I'm going to use liquid green stuff instead of the other green stuff to fill in the little gaps. Alright, now we're going to start priming, and this is my dark gray prime. Now we're going to work on the underbelly, and that is just caramel. Now right here, it just looks good like it is right here, so, but we're going to move on to the green. So right here I'm using a dark green. Now we're going to get a paper towel, because we're going to do some dry brushing. And right here I have some brown. And we're going to dry brush the whole body. Now we're going to have to get a paper towel. Again, just flip the one that we already used. Now right here I'm using a lighter green or swampy green. And we're just going to hit some spots right here. Now I'm going to move on to the mouth. And this is just a light pink. Now the teeth, I made some bone color with caramel and antique white. Now right here I'm going to work on the eye. I'm sorry I went off camera. And right here just use some black for the pupil. And I'm using pavement for the claws. Now everything's settled, so now we're going to move on to the MAC varnish to finish everything off. Alright, the MAC varnish is dried. I let it sit overnight to cure fully. Now, a lot of y'all are probably wondering about the size right here. We're going to get into that. But first off, I want to talk about the underbelly. If the camera would stay focused. I went with this type color to give it more that realistic look like crocodiles and alligators have. Like that tannish underbelly. But the upper body I did from the comic book. I tried my best to make it look as close as I could. But let's go on and talk about the size. Now, the Sirenjaw is meant to be 45 to 65 feet in length. I went with 65 feet. Now, when I said that, I did not know if this was meant to be length or height, because it does not say it on the comic book page that talks about the Sirenjaw. It just says 45 to 65. So right here I have my stirred buffalo, and you can tell that these two are not the same height when it should be, because I went with the length. But that is okay, because find out there was a giant sized stirred buffalo mentioned in Godzilla X Kong the Hunted that was taken down by the hunter. So this still works fine. But also right here I have Kong, the Playmates Kong from Godzilla X versus Kong, my bad. And this works fine in height, because Skull Island, the stirred buffalo comes up to Kong's knee or a little bit over his knee when he's holding the helicopter. This Kong is meant to be taller and a little bit older. So if that's the case, he comes up to a little bit under his knee. So that means this still would work fine at 45 feet or 65 feet in height. So this is what he would have looked at when Kong showed up to save the people. So if that's the case, I'm going to zoom out for this real quick. So if that's the case, if this guy fits in, that means the SH Monster Arts Kong will work fine in size as well, because this is fully grown Kong. Looking at this, and it kind of does look like it would work, because you're looking at over 300 feet to 65 feet. That probably does work in scale. But like I just said, there were stirred buffaloes and the Hollow Earth, but one of them was much larger. So that can still end up working out as well. Now, grant, yes, this could have been a little bit bigger, but I'm fine with that. But I'm going to move everybody out. Let's zoom back in to the main star of this video. So I'm going to go on and end the video here, and I hope to see everybody next time.